Put a lien on my neighbors for not being able to pay an illegal special assessment. I'll put a lien on your $20 million mansion. I live in this condo building downtown that has gone completely downhill since I moved in 2.5 years ago. Like, we're talking broken elevators for months, the AC on the roof doesn't work, and the pool was literally empty all summer long, just sitting there like a giant concrete pit. The building has an HOA that we all pay into every month, except nobody knows where that money is actually going because they refuse to show us the financial documents. In my state, HOAs are legally required to provide those documents to owners. It's literally the law. So last year I took them to small claims court over it. I sued them for the documents, not even for money, just wanted to see where our fees were going. I won the case and the judge awarded me $30 for the filing fee plus $1, $31 total. The HOA president, this guy named Richard, said he would pay me, but every time I asked for my money, he had some weird excuse. He wanted to meet me somewhere private to give me cash, or he wanted me to sign this form, mail it back to him, then he'd mail me a check. Like, dude, just Venmo me the $31. It's not that complicated. 3 days after I won that court case, the HOA announced they were charging everyone a special assessment of $1,000. Plus, they were raising our monthly fees by 10%. Here's the thing though, in my state, if you charge an assessment that's more than 5% of the building's yearly income, the owners have to vote on it. 51% of us have to approve it. This assessment was like 20% of our yearly income, way over the limit. So we asked about the vote. Richard sent an email saying there wouldn't be a vote because this was an emergency situation. The emergency clause means they can skip the vote if there's like a fire or an earthquake or a flood. Something actually urgent. Want to know what the emergency was? The elevator that broke on Christmas Eve in 2021. The elevator that had been broken for over a year already. That was their emergency. When people started pushing back and saying this wasn't legal, Richard sent another email. This one said anyone who didn't pay the $1,000 assessment would have a lien put on their unit. A lien means you can't sell your place until you pay up. It goes on your property record. Our lawyer told us we still had to pay it even though we were fighting it in court, so I paid my $1,000. But a lot of people in the building are retirees living on fixed incomes. They couldn't just come up with $1,000 on a week's notice. Yesterday, the liens came down. Richard actually put liens on people's condos because they couldn't pay this illegal assessment on short notice. Meanwhile, he still hasn't paid me my $31 from the court judgment. That's when I remembered something. Richard's house is currently for sale. I'd seen the listing online because I was nosy. His massive mansion across town, listed for $20 million. This morning, I drove to the courthouse. I walked up to the clerk's desk and filed a lien against Richard's house for the $31 he owes me. Cost me $140 to file it, but it was worth every penny. Now his house has a clouded title. That means he legally cannot sell that $20 million mansion until he pays me my $31 and I remove the lien. The title can't change hands with an outstanding judgment against it. I'm perfectly within my rights to collect on a court judgment. He had a whole year to just pay me. Instead, he made it weird and complicated. Then he had the nerve to put liens on people in our building who couldn't afford his illegal assessment. So now his $20 million house sale is on hold until he pays me $31. I got the confirmation email from the county recorder's office this afternoon. The lien is officially filed and recorded. Richard called me 2 hours later, absolutely losing his mind. He was screaming about how I was costing him the sale and the buyers were already getting nervous. I just said really calmly, pay me the $31 you owe me from the court judgment and I'll remove it today. He tried to argue that this was petty and unnecessary. I reminded him that he put liens on retirees for not paying an illegal assessment. At least my lien was for an actual court judgment that he legally owes me. He said he'd have his lawyer call me. I told him to have his lawyer bring a check for $31 and we'd call it even. The best part is our whole building found out about it because someone saw the lien when they were checking property records. Now everyone knows he's holding up a $20 million sale over $31. He paid me the next day, sent his assistant to my door with a check. I deposited it, then went back to the courthouse and filed the satisfaction of judgment to remove the lien. The whole thing took me about 45 minutes, but for those 24 hours, his $20 million mansion sale was stuck because he wouldn't pay me $31. Worth it.